Let's talk about asking questions. So this is really, really important because you want to help your clients dive down as deep as you can go. And sometimes it requires questions to get them back to consciousness. So I wrote them down. So I'm going to be reading some of them, and then I'll just talk with you. So just want you to listening to these. Now, naturally, you're going to get a lot of them in the coaching that we do together. So what is the feeling that's driving that action? And how does that thought feel? What is the action you want to be taking? And what is the result that you want to be creating? These are all questions. What is the mindset that will create what you want? So what do you need to think in order to feel that so that you can take that action? Another couple of like little short good ones like, and what? Like, or I actually personally take that one off because I don't even like why. Because you imagine a kid who just like kicked a rock and broke something. It's like, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? And then kids kind of like get freaked out, but they don't know why they did it because their unconscious was on and they did something stupid. That's why. And you can't really answer an adult like that because you'll get in trouble. So asking why is not, I don't find is very helpful. But maybe asking, so what? And so they're like, well, because he did. And it's like, and so what? So that's okay if he does that. Like, so what? What is that? And what you're trying to get to is what does it mean to them? What are they making it? So why are you choosing to think that is a really good question. And what are you making that out to mean? So whenever someone says, well, he didn't come home and he was like 30 minutes late. And it's like, well, what are you making that out to mean? And typically you'll say like, well, he didn't care enough. Like he didn't care to call me. He didn't care how I felt. He didn't care what I was thinking. What are you most worried about? Like you want to get to the bottom, like really what's truly going on behind the scenes here? Like what were you really thinking? Okay. What is your ultimate goal in thinking and working with me as a coach? So that's something you can come back to whenever you feel like they're not getting anywhere, they're not getting any progress. Like, wait, what are we working together towards again? Like what was the original, what is it that you truly want to get to? Because this is just some drama that's in the way that's preventing us to get from that. So that's your brain saying like, no, that's really scary. And so I want to just keep coming here. And you'll notice they keep going into the past and repeating it. What is most frustrating in your life? What questions do you have for me before we get started or before we move on? What is the worst part of your life? Tell me about your current level of success. Describe times when you're mean to yourself during the day. When are you most likely to feel negative emotions? Tell me about some of the goals you have, and do you believe you will be able to achieve those goals? What is perfect about your life right now? What is working for you? What are the top 5 most painful thoughts that you have? So do you know what's causing those feelings? I like to use because like a lot. Like I'm like, and you feel that way because, and how do you feel whenever that happens? And you can really go down deep with that one. And then you're, coming back to, so what do you make that out to mean? Like, what does that mean to you? How does that feel to you? And you can just keep driving it down. So like really getting comfortable and asking questions, and don't do it as like write down a list and then just ask it. It feels really weird. So I've had a lot of peer coaching, just holding the space and giving them feedback. It does not feel good when they're just asking a routine question and they're seriously not interested. So be very careful about your motive. Do it because you're interested. Like, tell me more. Be inquisitive. Like, I really want to know what's making your brain tick right here. Because if you're just like, oh, what's the next question? And you're like, so what did that mean to you? I swear to you, it feels weird. You can just tell. Get present and involved, and then naturally ask the next question. Like, get inside the emotion of it and see if you can drive it down a little deeper. So all we're doing is just like scraping the surface and scraping the surface and scraping the surface, because that vulnerable part is like way down there. And sometimes you've ever seen them whenever they're digging for buried treasure, they just keep digging and keep digging, or whenever they're trying to pull up a dead body, in a coffin, they dig, and then all of a sudden, like, whoa, we finally hit something. That's what you're looking for. You're going to just ask questions and then you'll get to something. Okay? Ask. Ask because you're truly concerned and you really want to know. Don't ask because you have a list of questions and you want to get them out the way and because you have an agenda. Drop the agenda and get present with your client. Love them and listen to them and hold space for them.